guys, 𝗟𝗲𝘁'𝘀𝗯𝗀 here again, and welcome to the second class of this web design course. In today's session, I'll walk you through how to choose and register your web hosting using 𝗟𝗲𝘁'𝘀. But before we jump right in, please, if at any point in this video you feel you're getting a ton of value, please do not hesitate to hit that subscribe button or like and comment your thoughts. Or maybe your doubts, I'll be more than happy to help you. Without any further ado, please let's jump right into my laptop screen. All right, guys, welcome back to today's tutorial on how to create a WordPress website from scratch, the ultimate WordPress tutorial for beginners with 𝗟𝗲𝘁'𝘀𝗀 Damola. And in today's session, we are going to be looking at how to choose a web host. So in the previous session, we talked about how to register a domain name for your client or for yourself. But today's session, we're going to look at how to buy or choose a web host company to power your domain name, because it is one thing to actually buy a domain name or have a domain name. It is another thing to actually, put your domain name in a place where it could live. Remember the analogy that I gave on you being the domain, all right, and you going out to find a house, all right, and then you found your house, and in the house you have an apartment where you live in, and in the apartment you have your television set and everything else in between, which are the same as the content that you're going to be uploading to your website later on, all right, which you're going to get to in this course. All right, so today, we're just going to focus, or rather in this particular session, we're going to focus just on how to choose a web host. And then we're going to jump back to this tab. And here is 𝗟𝗲𝘁'𝘀𝗀. However, let me just quickly jump back to this page and explain some things to you. All right, so these are some of the things that you need to consider, right, before or when you are trying to buy a web host for yourself or for your clients. So number one thing is reliability. Is this web host reliable? All right. One of the things, and of course I'm going to get to it, all right, is this website reliable? Is it fast loading? All right, does it have a great customer support? Does it have less downtime? Is it cPanel enabled? Flexible pricing? Does it have a flexible pricing? And does it have a one-click install to install your platform, all right, in, and then you start building? And does it have an SSL certificate? We'll talk about all of those things, all right? And the first one is reliability. How reliable is this web host? So when I talk about reliable, I'm also looking at downtime. What we call downtime is when you all of a sudden your website cannot be searched. So for instance, if I come back to this place, all right, and I search for 𝗟𝗲𝘁'𝘀𝗀, or no, let me just say 𝗟𝗲𝘁'𝘀𝗀. Oops. 𝗟𝗲𝘁'𝘀𝗀 education phone. Okay, now we already have bought this website. Okay, let me just show you something. educationphone.com. Now it's showing this site can't be reached. All right, this site can't be reached. That is what it's showing right now. Now you might wonder, why is it showing this? So for instance, this particular site for now is not yet connected to any web host. Aside not being connected to any web host, it's not connected to a name server, and so it's going to definitely show like this. However, what if it is connected and then your website is showing like this? It simply means your site is having a downtime. All right, now so that we don't experience downtime and then lose our traffic. Because remember, the lifeblood of every successful website, all right, is traffic. So people are coming to your website, whether you are running free advertisements or you are running paid advertisement. One thing is that people are coming to your website, you are pushing people to your website. And if people come to your website and then your website is nowhere to be found online, people are going to go off. Because remember, you're not the only one in that particular niche. There are other people in that niche. So for you to for you to get people to remain on your website, you need to keep your website always alive and available. All right. So one thing that you need to consider about choosing a web host is if this web host is reliable and they do not have downtime, or perhaps they have less downtime. So I'm going to tell you a typical story of something that happened to me in the past. So I used to run uh blogs, all right, around education, around news, and all of those. And I was getting loads of traffic, okay. And at that time I was getting about 1,000, 2,000 traffic, and my website was fine because I was using smartweb.com.ng. Yeah, I'm going to talk about them because they actually did me dead. So I'm not happy with them. I was not happy with them after what they did to me. I have not been happy with them since after them. So I was using this particular web hosting, and all of a sudden, my website traffic hiked up from 1,000, 2,000 traffic to 20,000 of 30,000 traffic per day. And as a result, they couldn't, the bandwidth that they have they couldn't afford the kind of traffic I'm getting. So automatically my website shut down. All right. And I had to call them every day. It's not a toll free. I had to call them every day with my airtime. All right. And sometimes I chat them, I leave them, I open different multiple tickets and they don't reply up until like maybe 2-3 weeks, and my website, I've lost all of the traffic that was coming to my website. And all of a sudden my website was making me at least $50 to $100 per day with Google AdSense. Shut down up to the point that I could not make anything online anymore with Google AdSense. Because remember, the more traffic that you have on your website, the more money that you are able to make. Now, that's another ballgame entirely. But then I had to really share this story with you so that you know that when you are trying to buy a web host, don't even think about buying any Nigerian web host. It has to be a US-based web host or any other country's web host. But it has to be what? Reliable. It has to be fast loading. So when I say fast speed, it means that your website, when people search for it, it shouldn't be over 4 seconds, because the typical website has to be under 4 seconds load time. It has to have 4 seconds load time. Under, it shouldn't be more than 4 seconds. Anything more than 4 seconds, your website is slow. All right. And then it should have a great customer support. One of the things I was showing to my students, in the first when we first started this entire thing, was the chat system of this particular server that I make use of. So for instance, if I come here and say I need help, these people, in under 30 minutes, they're going to respond to me. In under 30 minutes, at most 1 hour, they will respond to me with help. All right. So, and if they cannot help me on the live chat, they are going to help me open a ticket, and they are going to help me solve whatever issue I am facing without me having to do anything at all on my own part. Look at what I'm saying. Welcome to live chat support. How may I assist you? Look at it. In under 5 minutes, or in under 5 seconds or 10 seconds, they are already responding to me. All right. So this is what I'm saying. Customer support. Customer support. It's important. All right. It's important. All right. And of course, you need to make sure that it is cPanel enabled. There's FTP, but for cPanel, I prefer cPanel because it's easy for me to do a lot of things, and that's the one everybody love. All right, you could do a lot of things. You could, I mean, I'm going to show you once we get to the other part of this tutorial, so you'll be able to see it for yourself. All right. And of course, you have to look for one that is flexible with their pricing. They are not too expensive, yet they are awesome. All right. And it has to have one-click WordPress or Drupal or whatever platform that you decide to choose. It has to have one-click installation. All right. And of course, it should have a free SSL certificate. So what am I talking about? When we talk about free SSL certificate, what are we talking about? This thing here. It gives your site an extra layer of protection. So for instance, if I go to type HTTP this, all right, so it's just this one is vulnerable, quite vulnerable, but once I add SSH to it, it becomes, you know, it becomes security enabled. All right, you can still see that these guys are reaching out to me. Are we connected? They want to help me. All right, they believe that I need help. They want to help me, but now I don't need their help. All right, I'm just showing you why I prefer to use this particular. So because of their support system, which I feel is extremely top notch. All right, I don't need your help. I'm just going to close that out. So let's come back to this place. Now this is it. You have all of this option. I prefer to use this particular one. Again, I'm going to come back here. I say that you have interserver.net, you have iPage, you have avix.com, you have HostGator, you have Bluehost, multiple what's it called, in fact there are other ones that you will see on the internet, multiple web hosting platforms. However, for us and for me particularly, and for my client, I prefer to use interserver. All right, interserver.net is the one I love to use. All right, and of course they have like 4 or 5 packages, all right, even maybe 6 packages that they have on their websites. But the major ones are shared hosting and reseller hosting. Right, the shared hosting gives you an opportunity for you to add like up to 6 websites of your own, all right, to your web host. All right, they give you that opportunity to add 6 domains to your web host. But for reseller hosting, it's like you are running it as a business. So it means that you can have up to 30 or more domains. All right, you can have up to 30 or more domains. All right, and you know, just be able to work with that. However, for me, I always like to go for the shared hosting. All right, and that's what we're going to be doing. You can see here there are differences. So this is I think this is so this is the standard web hosting or shared hosting. All right, it is $2.50 per month. That's how much you pay per month, and then you can decide to go for 1 year. I always pay for 1 year, and then there is what do you call it? There is the ASP.NET web hosting, and now you can always go in and check all of the differences of these things. But of course, there are differences to all of these things. But then there is also this one, unlimited account reseller web hosting. So if you want to have up to 100 domains, that is, you have like lots of clients that you're working with, then this option is for you. However, for the sake of this tutorial, we're going to be sticking with this particular one. So how do you go ahead and buy? So what you need to do is click buy now. All right, once you click buy now, it loads up for you. All right, and then you can now put your domain name. So if you have so choose the host name you want for your site. Example, your domain name.com, you can see, or your domain name.com.uk. So for instance, we're just going to do Tikpo Awojide Education Fund.com. All right, and then we are going to hit continue. Okay, We're going to hit continue like so. Okay, you can see it's now open to us. So it says register, or you can log in if you already have an account. So for this, if you are just starting, you are going to have to register. So you're going to say, my name is John. My name is John. You see, they've given you like different, what's it called? Ints. So you say, my name is John Doe, and my email address is johndoe@gmail or whatever extension that you use at yahoo.com, and then you put your password here. You put your password here, you put your company name here, and then you put your address here. The reason why I'm not doing anything right here is because I'm just showing you this. I don't have any intention to actually buy this web host because I already have one that I'm going to be using for this particular tutorial. All right, but this is just what you need to do. You need to put your company name, you need to put your address line, all right, and then you need to put your city wherever you are in the world. I'm going to put Dagada, for instance, or maybe I put what's it called, Ikoyi. I'm going to put Lagos. I'm going to put my zip 10234. I'm going to choose my country, which is Nigeria. All right, I'm going to choose Nigeria, and we don't need fax. All I need right here is my phone number. I'm going to put my phone number. I'm not going to put my original phone number. I'm just going to use any number here. All right, and like so, we are done, and then it's showing that how much we're going to pay for this is $42. All right, okay. But then look at something here, domain registration. So we don't want to do domain registration here. Why? Because we already have a domain that we have bought, that we bought from GoDaddy. So we don't need this extra layer. What we need to do is just toggle it off, and then we are back to $30. So instead of paying $42, we're back to paying $30, and it says billing. All right, so it shows you here that $30 for 12 months. Now, for the first 12 months, you're going to be paying $30. So whenever you want to renew your hosting, that's the second year, you're going to be paying $84 instead of $30. So $30 is what they give you because you are just starting out with them. All right, if you have a coupon code, you can put it here, and that coupon code can even help you to reduce this from $30 to even maybe $25 or to $20 or $15. All right, if you have a coupon code, and then you choose your currency that you want to pay with, which is USSD. All right, and of course you're going to choose, I have read the terms. If you have, of course, legitimately read through the terms, and then you say create account and place order. Once you do that, your card is going to take you to the place where you are going to put your card. All right, and then you are going to get charged. All right, that's that. I really don't want to go further than this. It's just like really straightforward. That's what you need to do. You're going to put your card, and then you're going to get charged. All right, but going forward, we're going to be, in the next class, we are going to be looking at pointing your domain name server to your domain registrar. So for every web host, you have what we call domain name server, all right, which you are going to be pointing to the domain registrar, which is GoDaddy. In our case, is GoDaddy, all right, and with that, your domain can finally come alive after maybe 24 to 48 hours propagation. All right, so in the next section, we are going to be looking at how to add your domain name server, and we'll take it off from there. Once again, my name is 𝗟𝗲𝘁'𝘀𝗰𝗹 Damola. We'll see you again in the next class. Take care. All right, guys, that's the end of this tutorial. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when I post new content. I will see you in the next class.